What skills in 2026 do you need to land a job as a data scientist? Now, to get an idea of what tools you actually need to understand how to use, why don't we actually just look at some real job postings and see what they require? Now, for these job postings, I'm going to search for entry-level remote data scientist positions, since I would assume that most of you are probably entry-level looking to break into the industry, and most of you are probably looking for remote work as well. Now, just as a disclaimer, when you are looking for remote work, you are competing with thousands of applicants from typically around the globe. So if you have the ability to find an in-person job or a hybrid in-person job, you are going to significantly cut down on the competition that you are applying against. So just something to keep in mind when you're applying for jobs, probably giving yourself a way bigger chance of getting hired if you're applying for in-person jobs rather than remote. But in any case, the jobs are still out there. Right now, there's a lot of fear that why should you even learn these skills? AI is going to take the job anyways, blah, 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 blah. And well, yes, AI has made it a little bit harder to break into the industry because it can kind of handle some entry-level tasks. That doesn't mean that the jobs are just going to disappear. There is still a high demand for data scientists, and according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, from the years 2024 to 2034, they're projecting that the employment of data scientists is going to increase 34%. And as they say here, that is much faster than the average of all occupations. So right now, is it a little bit harder to break in? Sure, I won't argue against that, but it's definitely not a field that is going to disappear in the next decade. All right, so let's get into it. Let's look at some job postings. I have searched for entry-level data scientist remote on LinkedIn jobs. And if I click on the first data scientist posting here and I start reading through the job description, let's look for the tools that they want us to know. Right here, you need to know SQL. And if I start looking through the job description and the required skills, why don't we focus on learning what they say is required? And right away, basic knowledge of Python. Is that a surprise? No. If you're watching this video, you probably already know that Python is the industry leader when it comes to cutting edge data science technologies. Next, an understanding of SQL. Again, probably not a surprise for you. SQL or SQL is another industry leader for handling, manipulating, extracting data that you're going to use in Python. And next we see a knowledge of statistics and probability and machine learning fundamentals. Now this is something I want to touch on because this is something that people are often very afraid of, or do I have to know all these intense mathematics? And I don't think that you need to know all of the nitty-gritty, in-depth mathematics behind everything. What you really need to understand is the concepts behind these mathematics and machine learning techniques, so you know what your code is doing when you write some Python code, and it's not just like this mystery black box machine learning model that you created that just, you put in some data and it spits something out. You should understand the concepts of how it gets from point A to point B, but you don't need to know all of the in-depth mathematics and how it does that process. However, knowledge of statistics, I think that this is something that you should dig a little bit more into and spend some time on, beyond the mean, the median, and the mode. You should understand how to look at a distribution of data and say, oh, I know what kind of distribution that is, and understand metrics like the variance, R squared, what is the F1 score? I would spend some time on that. Now, you don't have to be afraid. There are plenty of free resources that can teach you all about these stats and the concepts behind machine learning. And the first one that I would suggest is StatQuest. You can come to this channel's playlists where you can find tons of tutorials on all kinds of machine learning and statistical topics. And I recommend this channel because it's all explained in a very intuitive and visual way so you can see what's happening and really get a solid grasp of the concepts. And the other YouTube channel I would recommend for this is 3 Blue 1 Brown. And similarly, you can find playlists on all kinds of topics for machine learning and stats. And really, it's just another free resource that you can use to learn. All right, next is familiarity with data viz tools like Power BI, Tableau, and Matplotlib. And I would say that nowadays, Power BI is probably the most common one you're going to see on all kinds of job listings. Matplotlib is just a Python package. So, if you're using Python, you're familiar with Matplotlib, that's a bonus. And Tableau is also pretty common, but I would say that Power BI is the one that you're going to see most frequently. And you can actually use and practice Power BI for free by just coming to the Microsoft Store, typing in Power BI, and you want to look for Power BI Desktop. And if you open that up, you can literally learn with sample data here, which even offers to take you to an online tutorial. Now, again, there are tons of YouTube tutorials for Power BI. This is not like some, hidden gem in the weeds. Power BI is like industry standard. So you can find resources out there for free in abundance. They're everywhere. And these last 3 bullet points, strong analytical and problem solving skills, good communication presentation skills, and willingness to learn and adapt to new technologies. These are all kind of just like, they're pretty standard. They're going to be on pretty much every job listing. But these are skills that you cannot overlook and skip past. You need to be able to think on your feet. In the age of AI, you will not always have access to ask ChatGPT what you should do next. Let's say you're on a call with somebody where they're asking about your model and, how does something work? Or can we change this to do this? You're not always going to be able to pull up an LLM and be like, okay, now what do I do? You need to have a foundational understanding of all the skills that we just talked about. So when it comes time to actually share something, in real time, you don't just freeze and have to ask an LLM. Now, I know that sounds crazy to say, but right now that is probably a skill that is disappearing because everybody relies on LLMs so much. Good communication and presentation skills. You need to be able to convey findings and insights to a crowd that is not familiar with every single thing that we just talked about before. Most of the time, you're going to be conveying results to people that don't even know how to write Python code. So you don't need to explain to them that you use PyTorch or scikit-learn. They don't know what those are. You need to be able to explain things in a way that people understand. You need to be able to deliver concise messaging in a way that is easy for people to understand. Cut out all the technical jargon, get to the point. All right, so why don't we check out a different job listing just to see what's going on in there. All right, so let's go to the required job. So if we scroll down to the required qualifications for this job, this one says 3 to 5 years of experience, so not exactly entry level. But again, we can see that you need to know SQL, you got to have Python knowledge, and they actually say you got to know R in this case too. But Python and R are pretty interchangeable. In my opinion, they kind of go hand in hand. If you are really good at Python coding, it'd be really easy for you to transition to R. And if R is the only programming language that you know, it's going to be pretty easy to transition to Python. The translation between R and like using pandas in Python is pretty straightforward. And then once again, we see Power BI, Tableau, similar visualization tools. So again, we saw all three of the tools that we just discussed. And if you are looking for a tool to learn Python or R and SQL, actually, I suggest that you come to Kaggle.com and then you just go to the courses. And in this page, you can find all kinds of learning resources for free. Now, I suggest this resource to people all the time, and I still feel like it's slept on. It literally starts with an intro to programming course, and then moves on to Python, and then it can teach you how to use the pandas package, how you can clean your data, and do basic machine learning, all the way to advanced machine learning. It has literally everything from start to finish using Python. And not only that, it's got intro to SQL, advanced SQL, and there's even additional courses here as well, like 5-day intensive courses for building AI agents and vibe coding courses. Or maybe you want to learn about TensorFlow specifically. There's even an R guide. There are so many free resources here. I just can't recommend it enough. And the best part about all of these courses is there is an in-browser editor. So you don't have to go through the complex setup of setting up your own coding environment, installing Python, making sure you have the Python packages installed. They have taken care of all of that for you. All you need to do is write the code. Now, if you're already familiar with Python, I would recommend, using your own coding editor because that's a bit more realistic to what a job environment would be like. But for learning, having an in-browser editor is extremely useful. Why don't we check out one more job posting, data scientist, new grad position. And again, we see that you need to know Python, you need to know some SQL, and here's looking for some AWS infrastructure as well. But again, we just nailed 2 of the 3 skills that we're looking for. Let's say that this job interested you. Maybe you should look a little bit more into AWS. What you should learn really depends on the type of job that you want. So the bottom line is if you want to land a job as a data scientist, why not look at the job postings that you're interested in and find the skills that you need to learn? I can guarantee you that majority of the time you're going to find SQL in these job listings, you're going to find Python in these job listings, and you're also going to find some sort of data visualization tool like Power BI or Tableau, and get good with those skills. Don't just watch tutorials on how to use them. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a great starting point and you should do that. But afterwards, you need to be building things with these skills that you're learning. Prove to people that you know how to use these things. If you don't have a degree, it does put you behind other candidates, so you need to showcase that you know what you're doing. Even if you do have a degree, don't you want to give yourself the best chance to get hired? Showcase your skills, build things, build a portfolio. And I understand that applying for hundreds of jobs and not landing any of them can be very disheartening. But what you need to keep in mind is it really does just take one job, get your foot in the door somewhere where you can kind of build on that. And how do I know that? Because that's exactly what I did. I have a master's in physics and my first job was a data extraction analyst, which was basically just a glorified digital factory worker. It paid $16 an hour, which is basically nothing in today's market, but having that experience on my resume opened the doors for new opportunities at new companies. All it takes is getting started in one spot. And the last thing that I'll leave you with is there is tons of free resources out there to learn any of the skills that are needed for any of these positions. You just need to get good at them and prove that you can do them. Build a portfolio, apply to jobs, reach out to the hiring managers, get your name on their mind. Applying to jobs is a marathon, not a sprint. You just have to make it work one time. If you want more tips and free resources on how you can break into the data industry, make sure you like the video and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.